What's up everyone, it's me, it's the Action Figure Freak once again with another Star Wars Black Series action figure review, another Star Wars Sunday, and yeah, May the 4th is coming close, so I'm opening a few more of these Star Wars Black Series figures, restarting the unboxing videos, and I got a few more pre-ordered like Savage Opress, Obi-Wan, and 212 2-pack Anakin Skywalker, but for today, we get the 187 Clone Trooper with Mace Windu. And here we get them both right out of the box, giving it a quick 360 as always, before I touch these figures inappropriately. But yeah, one thing I have to say in the beginning of this video, I won't ever understand Hasbro pulls with making such a good articulation on Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe, and fucking up their Black Series figures that hard. I mean, I could understand if they say it's mostly because of the looks of these figures, but like, yeah, I'll never understand that. These look cool, but the articulation is really bad as hell. But like, we get into that in a few seconds. I would say, let's just go. And speaking of articulation, starting off with that, as always, so the head articulation isn't even bad. We get the double-sided neck joint here. So the lower side is not moving much, but since Mace Windu is a bald character, his head moves freely enough. We get the one-jointed swiveled elbows with actual butterfly joints inside of there. So these don't do much, like as you can see, just a little bit front and back. So for walking animations that could be good, but like, yeah, you know what I mean. We get one jointed swiveled elbows. I don't like that kind of articulation, but I think with the cloak that he wears, they executed that perfectly. It's really on point, as you see, just like unnatural poses like that. Can kind of see the overlap. Like mostly it's fitting perfectly. We got a horizontal hinge on the right hand and a vertical hinge on the left hand, which I'm a big fan of. Sorted characters or characters with weapons or items should always have vertical hinged hands. We get the lower hip swivel, which moves actually pretty good, but also is kind of loose. I don't understand why, but maybe I'm just opening these figures too aggressive. So now, let's see on the legs, we get the swiveled ball jointed legs, so that's already pretty good. Lower here we get the double jointed pinned knees, which is pretty okay. But yeah, at least we get double jointed knees on Black Series figures. We got no boot swivels. There would have been possibilities, I know, not up here, not on the joint, but like here, there would have been a line where you could have done that pretty easy. They didn't, I don't care, fuck that. And then we got vertical hinged swiveled feet. So yeah, pretty basic but good executed articulation on Mace Windu. And now let's see about the 187 Clone Trooper. First up, he's got a detachable helmet, which is pretty good. Also here, a double-sided neck joint, which is not that movable. The chin is blocking the articulation pretty badly here. What else do we have on that? We have no ball-jointed shoulders. They do it meanwhile, I think at least, but like, yeah, they didn't for a while. We got butterfly joints on here as well, moving better than the past ones I had. One jointed swiveled elbows, these are moving pretty bad, but I like the way how they managed to get all that armor on there and show the cloth between the joints. That's pretty cool. Then we got horizontal hinges on the left, as well as vertical hinged on the right, as well as on Mace Windu. That's pretty cool. We get the upper chest swivel. That one moves pretty okay. We have no hip swivels. Ball jointed swiveled knees. Ball jointed basic legs with swivels up here. You know what I mean. mostly gets blocked because of the armor, as you can see here, so that's a pretty bad thing. But yeah, then we got one jointed swiveled knees. That's not cool, Hasbro. That's not cool. No boot swivels again, vertical hinges on the feet as well as swivels there too. So yeah. So let's see what kind of accessories we have here. First up, as you would think, the Mace Windu Lightsaber. Let's leave that on. Take a closer look at the handle. I think they made that on point pretty good. The purple of the saber itself looks awesome. And as always, you can detach these. They have a little small pin in there. And they also, that one has a little pin. So you should be able to put it somewhere on the close of Mace Windu. But give me a second. That's not staged. I don't see any pinholes around his belt. What the fuck, Hasbro? What the fuck? What am I supposed to do? Drill one by myself? Ah, shit. Hell, that's bad. I thought it's on the backside or anywhere. But that's stupid. Like, they even made the pin on the handle, and they couldn't even include a pinhole to store that saber. That's one of the smallest but coolest details on Black Series figures, and they still fucking that up. Oh god, that makes me angry, and I almost destroyed the pin. Oops, I shouldn't do that angry. So yeah, that's one of the accessory pieces. Then we got two more for the clone. So the pretty basic blaster here, one color, looks pretty nice. I like the design. And then also a reused mold of the bigger kind of rifle gun. That also looks pretty nice. Just a silver dry brush over it, and it would look like straight out of battle. So yeah, since we talked about everything else, let's talk about the big point on Black Series, about the details. So first up, the Samuel Jackson head. I think that's on point. I would say he needs more wrinkles on his forehead, but like, he played that role when he was a little younger, so I think that's fine. And I also like the way when he looks up, he looks a little more happier. When he looks down, a little more serious. That's pretty cool. Also, the fabric that they kinda made on his robe, all that detail, I'm a really big fan of that. Also, continuing on the sides, on the sleeves here, and kinda in the middle here on the white robe right under it. The belt is well detailed, but without much paint. But we know that, and it's not too bad, it's not that deep. But yeah, as I've said earlier, the peg hole is missing by far. I also like the way here on the boots, as you see, the double jointed knees go into the boots. They actually painted the joint inside here in a little brown, but they forgot to make brown pinholes. I think when they can do that here, they can do brown pins on the knees. Like, that would have been not that much difference and could have elevated that figure a lot. Hasbro is fucking with us again and again and again. Yeah, and down here we just got a few leather straps, a little kind of fabric mold on here, looks nice. And I think the Republic logo is also without any errors, looking pretty good. The sharp lines here on the armor also really kills it. And the hands are pretty sure like that's a trigger figure for sure. That's a clone reuse, but I don't care. it does what it should. And like, think about that for a second. The Jedi used the clone armor, at least on their forearms. So yeah, that's actually accurate what they've done there. What I was missing in the future, that would be cool if they could paint these things here, their communication stuff, and that would have been cool. But at least we got that detail molded on there. And on the clone, the phase 2 clone here, we get a lot of battle damage to the face, so a lot of scars here. It's not a reused paint on that from one of the single phase 2 clones. We get the fabric down here on the neck joint, on the back of his head. We actually get the skin on the lower neck joint side. I think that's pretty nice. The purple comes out pretty awesome. And what I wasn't really looking onto when the figure was in box is these turquoise lines over here, kind of bluish. I think that looks pretty awesome. But I don't know what to say about these clone figures, what I didn't say before. Like, the foot articulation sucks. The knee articulation sucks. I don't like that these shoulders ain't ball jointed. At least we get butterfly joints, but they don't fix as much as they should. And yeah, we get like the purple belt here. It's pretty cool. Some details like that on the back. And I think the paint on the helmet is really awesome. I like the clone figures. They look really awesome on shelf. They look so clean. But you know what I mean. That one doesn't even have the updated shoulder pads. It is a soft plastic, but like, you really have to pull it over the chest piece, which is almost impossible with the butterfly joints. I'm gonna break these. So yeah, not a too big fan, but the pack that we got here is just way too cool. So let me do a quick pose and we'll do a rating. 1 to 10, what do I think? Okay guys, here we are now in a quick pose. As you see, they don't pose that much, as I've said earlier, but like, the rating on this one, I would give it, sadly, a 6, maybe a 6.5 out of 10. I like the Mace Windu figure. I really like it. I don't like that they made these pins, and yeah, the articulation is also pretty bad thing on here. The clone is awesome from the looks, but also articulation sucks as hell. So 6.5, 6 to 6.5 out of 10. It's a good 2-pack, but I don't think I would pay the full price again. That Mace Windu is awesome and was necessary for my collection. And it's cool to have one of his Legion included, but yeah, I see where this collection is going. I will have in a year or two like 30 clones with different armor, different articulation, and different painting, and that's gonna yeah, be a little weird. It's hard to display these, and you can't pull an army and stuff. Like, and that's also not an army builder pack. Not much. Like, you just get that one here, like an officer, and make a 2-pack with 2 different kind of Legion clones. That would be cool. So you could like get 1 Jedi and 1 Commander in 1 2-pack, and get like an army of these Legion clones in 2-packs. Just order 2, 3, 4 of these, and have an army of each Jedi. That would be cool, but they didn't do it. They just did 1 clone. I could be wrong. That could be a general, an officer or whatever. But like, yeah, the articulation is bad. He doesn't even have a peg hole. 6 out of 10. That's pretty much all for today. So I hope you could have all have an awesome day. Like and subscribe for more like this, and since there's nothing more to say, it's finally time to say, action out!